Greetings, guys, girls, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. Something I think that we can all agree upon is that it is really fun to judge people on the internet and also like offer our own thoughts and advice and input into other people's lives. Like, it's just really fun to do that. And so today I thought that I would venture into the r/AITAH subreddit, which is r/am I the asshole, but with like less rules and regulations. They both exist simultaneously and have about the same amount of weekly visitors and posts, so it's interesting. But I've gone for this one today just to mix it up a little bit, because I just have a lot of fun going through these and judging people and giving my thoughts, because it's what I'm good at, it's what I love to do, and I know that you all enjoy doing this as well, so I thought that we would come together and do this. It is not the video I initially intended on making today, but last night I went into the studio and I recorded the vocals for my one of my upcoming songs, which is so exciting, but it was very emotionally taxing because the music I write can be quite dark, and so like I needed to do something a little bit light because I haven't fully recovered from that. And if you want any sneak peeks on that, I uploaded a like half-hour video of me doing my vocals and stuff in the studio over on Patreon at patreon.com/savvycat. So if you want to help support me in that and see some behind the scenes stuff and updates, as well as bonus content and such from what you're actually here for, my videos and things, that is all available to you over there. But yeah, I needed to do something that is still entertaining and fun, but like not lethally emotionally exhausting like a lot of my content can be. So I hope that you enjoy what I have prepared for you today instead, and let's have some fun deciding if people are assholes or not. Am I the asshole for calling out house guests who didn't ask to stay? My daughter and her husband moved in with me to save money. They were living in a town that his family lives in, / his hometown, so his family is sad to see him go. His parents followed after him the weekend they moved back. That was cool. I figured they were just staying close to them for the weekend to say goodbye and hang out a bit. I got home on Wednesday after work and found out they had invited themselves to stay in my house. I don't really know them. I've only met them 3 times or so, and this is only the second time they have been to my house. They joked about how they would stay at my house instead of getting a hotel. I didn't know what to say, so I went to bed early that night and told my daughter I wasn't happy and wanted to know what their plans were for the next day. They slept in the lounge and slept in until 10 a.m. The lounge is the center of the house next to the kitchen. We were all tiptoeing around until they got up. I had to speak to them about boundaries, and though they nodded and made the right sounds, I got the message that they felt like I was being unfair. They even said they would let me stay at their house if it was the other way around, and the mother started crying about how much she was worried about her fully grown adult son and was fretting for him. She explained that she just thought I'd understand because I'm a mom too. I explained that I don't see things the same way they do, and I felt like I lost control of my home. They fully took over the kitchen the night before, and not to mention, again, they were not invited. They invited themselves. I don't know what happens from here, but I don't see this being the last issue I have with them. I want to support my daughter and her husband, but I never agreed to let his parents use my house to visit him or anything at all. Is this situation outrageous on their part, or am I inhospitable and mean? This is completely outrageous on their part. You don't invite yourself to someone's house, especially not to stay. Like, you can't just be like, oh, this effective stranger is gonna be totally fine with us just crashing in hell loud. No, you can't do that. How do you do that? Why are people so entitled? I also love turning around and being like, if the roles were reversed, we would do the same for you. But they aren't, are they? And you know that they aren't, and they're not going to be. So you can say that. They've just moved out of your hometown. And did she ever stay with you? No. Because why would she invite herself to stay in your house? You can offer this now because you know it's never gonna happen. But I know that if it actually did happen, you'd probably be fucking pissed. Because most people would be. It's one thing if you were invited, it is another to just like show up and be like, I thought you'd get it because you're a mother too. I thought you'd get it because you're a person with a house and boundaries as well. Like, you don't just invite yourself to people's houses to stay in. What the hell? This needs to be a bigger conversation as well, because like, I'd also be pissed at my daughter and her husband because they clearly knew it was happening. They were like aware of this and like didn't give a heads up. Like, no one gave a heads up. They're just like, we're all here, it's fine. Like, they need to have a word with these parents too. You can't just like move, like you you moving in with someone, like, yes, now technically it's your house as well, but like, you don't instantly get to overrule every other person that lives there, especially day one, especially if you're moving in like rent free and things, right? Like, you can't just be like, I live here so I can invite people to stay here without telling you, and they're gonna stay in a public space without telling you. Like, no, a conversation needs to be had with everyone. You're doing a favor and you're being taken advantage of in this way. That's upsetting, and being manipulated into thinking that maybe you're being too harsh. You're not being too harsh, but I will say at 10 o'clock in the morning, I understand like tiptoeing around, not wanting to wake them up, but I also think you have every right in the world to just be noisy and make them want to leave. If they're gonna sleep in the lounge because they invited themselves there and like be asleep at 10 a.m. when you need to like use the kitchen and stuff, be noisy. Keep the door open, use the coffee grinder, make a smoothie, do all the noisy stuff. I think that that's actually the better thing to be doing. They can't call you rude. They invited themselves. They're not guests. I can't think of the correct word to use here, but they're not guests. They're just like, they're uninvited people that aren't meant to be there. Am I the asshole for calling my wife's friend's dating technique idiotic? My, male 38, wife, female 34, had some of her friends over for dinner, and we were all talking about this and that. One of her friends, female 32, starts talking about how she can't find any good men to stick around. My wife and her friends are sympathetic. We keep on talking about her and her latest dates, and she starts talking about her dating technique. This is essentially to show as little interest as possible and to ghost guys she likes, since she wants them to fight for her. I laugh and say that is plain stupid, and of course she will not find any good men, since only the bad ones will actually do that. Good guys who respect you will never keep chasing if you send out the signal that you don't want them. I'm on the spectrum and can have a hard time realizing when people are upset, so my wife bumped me and told me to shut up. Later, after everyone left, she told me she agreed with me, but I didn't need to be so blunt about it. And then he gave an edit that said, I showed this post to my wife since some of the comments made me wonder some things, first being if they never told her this themselves, since it's kind of a dick move on their part. She said they have, though not as bluntly as I did, just saying that that would never work as she thought it would, but she just keeps doing it. I do not think you're the asshole at all. Like, sometimes you just need to be told shit bluntly. She's doing something that is like actively not going to be working for her. Not only not going to be working for her, but like is actively going to be like harming her, because the only people, as you said, she is like bringing in are people who are disrespectful, right? It's like play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right? Like you can't treat dating as a game, because then the only people you are going to find are other people who treat dating as a game, and you don't want your relationships to be a game, right? Especially when you're in your 30s. This is some shit that you do when you're like 15. Like, you're 32. What the fuck? What are you doing? This is how the people in the manosphere act, like all women act. Don't be playing into that. Don't be doing that. That also means that they're the only ones that you're going to be talking to. That, like, firstly, it wasn't even that blunt to be like, that's fucking stupid. Don't do that. Like, it is blunt, but like, sometimes you can't just have your friends being like, I don't know if that's gonna work. I think that, you know, you should maybe try something else. Like, that clearly hasn't been working because she's kept on fucking doing it. And so, like, someone needs to, like, just tell her straight up to be like, hey, man, stop, please. Like, it's not going to work out and you're just going to get hurt and you're only going to attract assholes. She needs to hear it. And, like, yes, it's blunt, but, like, it's a lot better than what some of these men are likely going to say and do to her. So, you know, sometimes you just need some tough love. This is coming from someone who struggles to be harsh, and I would also be that person who is like probably like trying to be gentle about it, but I think that sometimes you require someone to be straight up honest about that. I think not the asshole, and it was probably actually quite needed, and I hope that it helped this woman, because that's not, you are being toxic and you are attracting toxic people. Am I the asshole for refusing to watch my daughter when we meet my husband's friend? So, To start this off, I, 26 female, and my husband, 27 male, have a toddler, 2 female. I don't know how everyone else has it, but our toddler creates so much chaos everywhere she is. She is so curious. She explored everything all the time, loves to rearrange stuff, and runs wherever she needs to go. Basically, she is like what I've seen most 2-year-olds be like. At home, it's fine. Of course I try to keep her in check, but we have of course child-proofed our entire home. The problem here is that one of my husband's friends and his girlfriend live just 5 minutes away from us. My husband and I get invited there almost every weekend, whether it's for food or just coffee. They are lovely people, but their house is filled with stuff. It's messy and overall the opposite of our home. No problem. They don't have children and they like to have stuff around. The problem is that every weekend I spend 3 hours running after her, comforting her when she trips, making sure she doesn't break stuff or put anything in her mouth. It's honestly tiring. And the fact that my husband just sits at the table and chats while I run around like crazy for so long irritates me. When we got invited over 2 weekends ago, I told him I wouldn't tag along. I explained my reasons and he told me that I was overreacting and that it's a normal part of parenting. I told him that either way, I wasn't coming. If he wanted our daughter to tag along, he could bring her. So he did, and he came back after just an hour and was in a bad mood the rest of the day. I asked him how it went and he asked me if I felt happy with myself. This last weekend, we got invited over once again. I asked him if he wanted to look after her himself or do 50-50 with me. He didn't respond and went there by himself. He's been off with me the whole week, making passive-aggressive comments about my insane need to always be right and other stuff. I'm starting to feel like maybe I went overboard because I know he has a much harder time keeping her in check than I have, and even I have it hard. Am I the asshole for refusing to go there if it means I have to watch her the whole time? Them coming to us isn't an option. I don't know why, because before his girlfriend moved in, he was here just as much as we were at his place, but after she moved in, he has declined every invite to come here. It's so immature of him, right? She did say after they had a conversation, she found out he was doing it out of this guilt place or of this shame place of being embarrassed that he was doing less than her as a parent. He hadn't realized that he was contributing so much less to parenting than she was. And this was a moment of confrontation of realizing that she is much more active as a parent and he wasn't doing as much. And he didn't like that fact. He didn't like that he was confronted by that. So instead lashed out at her and was like, yeah, why do you have to always be right? You did this on purpose to punish me. Bro, it's so funny because saying that already entails that there was some awareness. I love being you knew what was going to happen. You sent me over there with our daughter to embarrass me. You knew what was going to happen. You knew she was going to run around and embarrass me. Why do you love being right so much? Why did you need to punish me like that? She literally explained to you the reason. Seemingly, what happened is before you went over, she said, I'm not going because I am always looking after our child and it's exhausting and I don't want to do that today. If you want to take her and do that for me, you can do that. She literally told you the issue. That was all laid out to you. It's not her fault that you then discovered that it was true. It's also wild to me that it means that all of these times he has straight up just been unaware of the fact that his wife has not been present. He's sitting at the table talking for 3 hours while his wife is running around after a small child, looking after her and fussing over her the whole time, and he's just never noticed before. It's just he's just never clocked that somehow. That says enough in itself, really. That speaks for itself, I feel. Then going and not even lasting an hour, what you just do all the time. There needs to be some serious accountability taken and some actual he needs to step the fuck up. I hope that this pushed him to step the fuck up because bro, unacceptable. You're absolutely not the asshole. You did everything right. And you've got a bit of a husband problem, I feel, is the actual issue going on here. Am I the asshole because I refuse to try for a daughter? My wife and I have been having a hard time. She is a teacher and her job is stressful. Every day she talks about how she dislikes her students and their parents. In many ways, this has bled into our home life. She will often get frustrated with our son and say, "You're acting like so-and-so," or "So-and-so in my class does the same thing." This is confusing for him because he doesn't know who those people are. Also, just a wild thing to be saying in general. It's confusing even if he does know who those people are. That's a fucked up thing to be saying to your child. Our son is starting kindergarten in the fall. My wife wants to have a second baby. She says she is sick of being a boy mom and wants a daughter. I do not think we are ready to have a second baby. I also don't think you're ready to have a second baby. I don't know if you were ready to have a first baby. I feel like everything about this sentiment is incredibly incorrect and screaming red flags, and oh my god. For one thing, we have had several conflicts with our parents about childcare. Both have said they will help us, but her parents are flaky and my parents are judgmental. For a second thing, we are not doing well financially at the moment. Expenses have gone up, and that is stressful. For a third thing, my wife wants to have a girl, and I am scared of how she will react if that doesn't happen. Valid, yep. My wife said I'm being selfish because I got a boy and now think we're done. She said if we had a girl, I would want to try again. That's not true. I don't care. I just think now is a bad time for a second child. Period. Work is stressful and home is stressful too. Am I an asshole? No, but your wife is. Oh my god. Having a son and being like, I'm sick of being a boy mom. Girl, you're gonna still be a boy mom if you have a daughter, right? Well, you're not gonna be a boy mom. You're gonna be like a mom, but you are still going to be the mother of a boy. That is not going to change ever. From now until ever, you are going to be the mother of a boy. You have to deal with that. Right? You have to be okay with that. You had to have been okay with that before you even had your son. If you knew you were going to be a mother, you had to accept that you were going to be a mother of any gender. Secondly, also, being like, you got a boy. I want a girl. You got yours. It's my turn. No, girl, that is your child. He is equally both of yours. That is your child. He was not for anyone. He is just your son. And excellent point raised, being like, what if we don't have a girl? What if it's another boy? Yeah, what happens then? Does she like walk out and leave you? I would be worried about that. Based on this attitude, it kind of almost feels like if she was pregnant with a boy, she would like just leave or something. I don't know. I feel like we shouldn't be. This is not how we should be parenting at all. I also think in general, like whether you have a son or a daughter doesn't actually matter. He's like 4 years old. They aren't that different. They are just individuals, and like the gender of them doesn't really play that much of a role in like how they are acting. That is just a personality thing. You can have very like quiet boys and very noisy girls. You can like gender is not as much of a factor as this woman is making it out to be. And also I just in general also don't think she should be a teacher. Maybe if she stopped being a teacher, she would be a better mother. Maybe she just shouldn't be around kids this much. Maybe, I think, first of all, no second kid. Secondly, she shouldn't be a teacher. I don't think she should be a teacher. I definitely don't think she should be comparing her child to kids in her class and being frustrated about it. If you can't handle being around kids all the time, don't work with kids, and definitely don't have another one. If you're just going to complain about it, oh, you're acting like so-and-so. That's an absurd thing to say to your child. What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't ever say, no. Honestly, man, I wouldn't blame you if you like separated from your wife and just took sole custody of your son. I don't know any more of this story, but like I wouldn't blame you. That's all I'm gonna say. I wouldn't blame you. Would I be the asshole if I went to stay with my parents for a couple of weeks because my husband's family planned a 5 to 6 week stay in our 2-bedroom TBHK? I don't know what that stands for, but it's a 2-bedroom house and then K. I don't know what that stands for. Without asking me. I, 29 female, got married in December, less than 3 months as of today, after being with my husband, 29 male, for almost 7 years. One thing I've always been very clear about with him, both before and after marriage, is that I need my space, and that decisions about people staying in our home should involve both of us. Very reasonable. I feel like that seems pretty solid. Recently, I found out that his sister, her husband, their child, and my in-laws have all booked tickets to come stay with us. That's about 5 to 6 weeks. I would be more than happy to host them for 1 to 2 weeks, but 5 to 6 weeks seems too overwhelming at this stage. The part that really upset me is that no one asked me beforehand. I only found out after everything was already booked. That too, when it was asked that how long they were planning to stay. We live in a 2-bedroom apartment in an extremely hot climate, and this means 7 people total in the house in peak summer. My husband will be at work most of the day, so I'll be the one at home with everyone. There are also lifestyle differences. My in-laws are strict vegetarians. They won't even let us make eggs at home, while my husband and I both eat non-veg as a staple diet. I already know I'll have to adjust what I eat at home, what I wear around the house, and generally how I live for that entire time. What hurts more is that this isn't the first time we've discussed boundaries. For years, years, my husband told me he understood that I need space and that he would handle these things with his family. This was the one deal breaker from my end, but he always assured me he would make sure I never have to be put in situations like this. But when I brought this up again after finding out about the visit, his response was basically, "What do you want me to do? Everything is already booked." For context, I also moved away from my own family and friends to live where he works, so this house is pretty much my entire world right now. At this point, I'm honestly feeling really hurt and disrespected. It feels like decisions about my own home were made without me. I'm considering going to stay with my parents for a couple of weeks while they're here just to get some space, but they live on the other side of the country, so it's not a small trip, and I'm not sure spending that would be financially advisable. Also to add, his parents keep coming to visit us for 7 to 10 days every other month anyways. This was also not discussed with me, but in good faith, I adjusted. How would you handle something like this? That's so fucked up in so many ways. Firstly, getting your husband, I'm so pissed. Your husband saying to you before you get married in the 7 years of your relationship, "I will never put you in a situation like that. Do not worry, I will handle my family. I know you need space. I won't ever let them just like invade and stay with us for really long periods of times because I know that that doesn't make you comfortable and I want you to be comfortable. I won't let that happen." And then as soon as you get married, he's like, "But you can't leave now, so I'm gonna fucking do what I want and you're gonna have to fucking deal." I'm so sorry. Fucking Jesus Christ. That sucks. That's so fucked up. I think you definitely should go and stay with your parents for a couple weeks. It might not be financially advisable, but like, I think it's worth it for your sanity, to be completely fair, and your husband's not allowed to get fucking mad at it either because he put you in this situation. If anything, I think he should have to pay for it. I don't know if you share finances or whatever, but definitely should have to, like, you know, you should be able to do that. You should do that. Also, fucking wild for them to come into your house for 5 to 6 weeks and be like, "You can't cook eggs in your house." You don't get control over that. That's not something that they are allowed to do. I understand setting that rule if it's their house, if it is their house. I don't want like meat in my house. That is something I'm like, I'm not cooking that in my house. Don't bring it here. No. But that's because it's my house. I'm not going to someone else's house and being like, "You aren't allowed to eat this food in here because I don't like it." That doesn't really matter. It's not your house. You don't get to decide what other people do in their house. They aren't allowed to tell you aren't allowed to cook eggs because it's not their house. It's not their house. You also shouldn't be responsible for having to like cook for them and feed them. If they want free accommodation for 5 to 6 weeks, they can fucking do all the cooking. They can do the grocery shopping and the cooking. In my opinion, if they're staying for free for that long, that can be their payment to you. If they don't want you to eat the food that you usually eat in your own house, they can cook it for you. They can cook everyone food. I just think that seems like the best sort of option for that, at least. And in general, overall, your husband was a major asshole here. Like, this is such an issue with him, and this was incredibly disrespectful. I also just do not know where all these people are gonna fit. It's a 2-bedroom house and there's 4 extra adults and a child. So 2 bedrooms, 6 adults and 1 child. Where the fuck are you all fitting in there? That sounds like actual hell. Like, even for 2 weeks, like 1 to 2 weeks is like tolerable. You're like, yes, you can, it'll be fine, and you'll be like absolutely losing it by the end, but it's manageable. 5 to 6 fucking weeks, that's a long time to host anyone, let alone 5 people. Unacceptable. Borderline grounds for divorce. Because specifically just because it feels so targeted of it, like, just feels like phase 1 of him being like, "I can break every promise I ever made you because we're married now." This feels like he was wearing like a bit of a mask for 7 years of a relationship, and now he's here like, "Okay, well, I can do what I fucking want now because you can't leave." And that's terrifying. So definitely keep an eye on that. Continue to set boundaries. Continue to go like stay with your like mom and like have these conversations. And if he doesn't improve and he keeps just doing shit that disrespects you, I feel like it's gotta end. Am I the asshole? My girlfriend is angry that I call my friend by his real name. Everyone who knows my ex-boyfriend, 33 male, calls him either JT or by his last name. I, 29 male, was never amongst those people. He introduced himself to me by his first name, Jude. So that's what I've always called him. 2 years ago, he and I broke up due to him getting a promotion that included a ton of traveling. I love him, and I definitely didn't want him turning down an opportunity like that for me. We tried long distance, and it just wasn't sustainable for us. I'm a homebody through and through, and I like having my person home with me too. I've been dating my current girlfriend, 29 female, for about 8 months now. Jude has recently transferred positions within his company again and is back in our city for the majority of his time. We didn't end on bad terms at all, so we're still friends. My girlfriend always said she was fine with that. After a group outing with him, my girlfriend and some other friends, she asked why I call him something different than everyone else. This has since turned into a multi-day argument where she claims that calling him by his first name when no one else does is too intimate. She said it's a relationship thing and that I need to start treating him like a friend. I said she's being ridiculous and unbelievably insecure. It's his name, not a term of endearment. Am I the asshole? There's a few layers to this one here, but I think the biggest, the biggest glaring part of this was, I love him, not I loved him, I love him, and also my current girlfriend, instead of just my girlfriend. There's that whole trend on TikTok that happened, right? Where people with their like partners are like, oh, this is my current girlfriend, and they're like, current? Like there's gonna be... there's gonna be another one? Like, in the same post being like, I love him, my current girlfriend. I feel like it maybe isn't just the name. I feel like maybe you're giving off some sort of vibe that like you want to be with him and that like you're still holding on to that relationship in a way that is very noticeable. And she is like feeling that and seeing that, and the name just kind of adds to that. Because if she is in a situation where she knows that you only broke up because he started traveling for work and now he is back in the city, and she sees that you like still want to maintain this close relationship with him and you are calling him a name that no one else calls him, like, I understand why she might be feeling a little bit like something is going on. I am a person who, as we know, is all for like being friends with people. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong being friends with your ex. I was gonna say like being friends with the opposites. It doesn't really work when you are queer in a way that you will date any gender, obviously. Obviously, you can't just not be friends with everyone. So like, they have to be cool with you being friends with people. But like, a lot of people aren't cool with people being friends with their exes. And I think that's silly. I think you can be friends with your ex. I think that like, you know, a relationship has done its time. A relationship has done its time. It can be something else now. And she obviously was fine with that. However, I think that in this instance specifically, possibly there might be a reason why she's like, something feels a bit off and I'm feeling a little bit threatened. And usually sometimes I'm like, okay, people, you need to like chill out. Not everything is a competition. Not every, you know, like sometimes, but in this instance, I feel like she may be onto something. And I think it comes down to more than just the name thing. I think really like, if you're the only person who calls him that name because he introduced himself by that name, that's probably fine. Like in general, I think that like if it's his preferred name, call him the preferred name, whatever. But I understand why she might find it a bit odd. It is a weird one. Don't think it's worth having like an argument over the name specifically, but I think definitely is valid for her to be concerned about there being like feelings there that I'm not 100% certain you won't act on, considering you love him and she's your current girlfriend. So no one's in the right, no one's in the wrong. Except maybe you kind of are for seemingly still being in love with this person. So just be careful. Am I the asshole for telling my coworker I was miscarrying after she tried to get me in trouble for excessive bathroom use? I, female 26, have a coworker, Mary, whose main goal at work is to get the rest of us in trouble. Today, I was apparently the target. When I got back from lunch, my boss asked me to talk and explain how a coworker had complained that I had excessive bathroom use and that she and the other coworkers had to pick up my slack. Excessive was 10 minutes in the 4 hours before lunch, and I took 40 minutes for lunch instead of the 30 we are supposed to. I was 8 weeks pregnant when I started miscarrying on Tuesday and called in sick to work. I was off yesterday since I am working Saturday, but decided to come into work today to try to work to distract myself instead of sitting at home wallowing. I ended up explaining the situation to my boss to end the conversation. She apologized to me and offered me a couple of days off, but I want to be at work to distract myself. After the meeting, Mary was looking extremely smug, clearly thinking she had gotten me into trouble, and I was so angry. So I told her, sorry if she was so distracted by my being away from my desk for 20 minutes, but since I was miscarrying, I figured it was fine. Mary looked shocked, but didn't speak or even look at me for the rest of the day. After work, a coworker I am friendly with said that while I am technically right and Mary was completely out of line, I shouldn't have said anything, knowing it would create an uncomfortable work environment. I don't feel like I did anything wrong, and if Mary wants to micromanage everything, she should expect uncomfortable situations to arise. But I also get that Mary isn't the only coworker this gets uncomfortable for, and I don't want to make things hard for my coworkers I actually get along with. So, am I the asshole for telling Mary I was miscarrying when she tried to get me in trouble and making things uncomfortable at work? No, you definitely are not the asshole. Mary absolutely is the asshole. Who fucking does that? Like, people, why do people treat the world like this? What are you benefiting out of this? Imagine being like in your presumably like late 20s, early 30s, considering this person who made the post was 26. I'm assuming Mary is like around the similar age, right? Like mid to late 20s-ish age. Imagine being that age and being like going into work and like tattling on people just because, and being like, hee hee, I got you in trouble. Are you fucking 12? Like, what are you doing? It's these people, like, they were the mean girls in high school, right? Who, like, never grew out of it. They were, like, popular in school and then, like, just never grew out of that and now have to, like, find attention wherever they can because they don't know what to do without it. Like, I don't understand what's going on here. How is this something that you were doing at your grown-ass fucking age in an office space where you don't know what the fuck is going on? She could have, like... Obviously, she was miscarrying, which is absolutely horrible. And like, that would never be my first assumption. There are so many reasons someone could be using the bathroom as well, like miscarrying, or maybe they have like food poisoning. Maybe they're like going through something that is really difficult and they need time to like emotionally compose themselves. Like there are so many reasons why someone could be like needing 20 minutes to just like breathe, right? Like you don't know what's going on in someone's life. What business do you have going and telling on them? Like, what do you, it's 20 minutes of time. Like, it's fucking fine. You'll be fucking fine, bro. What are you getting out of this? And the fact that it's like, not even just this, she just does this every day and chooses a new person to like be mean to. Like, come on. Come on. She deserves to be made uncomfortable. She absolutely deserves to be made uncomfortable. Like, you need to like, there are consequences to your actions. If you are going to target people just to be fucking petty, then like you deserve to be like put in your place for that. You have to suffer the consequences for that. You can't just keep going around and being an asshole just because you get a good giggle out of it and thinking that that's totally okay and everyone's just gonna sit by. I think if anything, people should just start deliberately trying to make her uncomfortable in these situations. She's like being an asshole and like bullying you in any type of way. Get some ideas from the Traumatize Them Back subreddit. Like just hit her with some shit. Doesn't even have to be real. Like this obviously was and that's fucking fucked. But like you can just hit her with some like fake shit too until she learns her fucking lesson. You're an adult. Like chill the fuck out, okay? People have lives. End of. You don't know what's going on in someone's life and it's like none of your business, and there is no reason to tell on someone for like going to the bathroom and having a slightly long break, especially if she's been sick for 2 days and you know she's been sick for 2 days. She was off work sick for 2 days and you know that, and now you're like you surely would just think, oh, she must still be sick. Wow, incredible that she's coming in and working despite being sick. Oh, we have to pick up the slack for her. What would you have done if she didn't come in at all? You would have had to do way more. So like, oh, people suck. Be nice, right? Not just because you never know what's going on in someone's life, but just because you should. You should just treat people kindly and like have respect and understanding and like empathy and like not be judgmental, right? Like she wasn't doing anything to harm you, right? If people aren't doing anything actively to like actually hurt you or themselves, stay the fuck out of it, man. Let people live their lives. Let people go to the fucking bathroom in peace, right? Just like calm down. These have been some of the assholes from the internet. Please let me know your thoughts down below. Did you have any differing opinions to me? Sometimes people do. Sometimes people think that I'm wrong, and I'm really intrigued when they do. I love hearing other people's thoughts. So do let me know if you think any of these people are or are not assholes, because I would love to hear your thoughts. A huge thank you to my Kiwi cat patrons: Rain Remaining, Mossy Moose, Noah, Bingo Bango Who Ate My Mango, Kiaram, Bug Loves Cats, Kaylee, Kojo, The Beebs, Tess, Alicia, Bree, Chastity, Beckett, Prismatic PT, Sushi, Kawaii, Phil the Duck, River, Queen Glimmer, Ella, Mr. Noodle, Radsack, Knitting Menace, Chris, Ellie, Ikazel, and Alexis. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes, you replay